Chapter 22, Planning Poker, the final chapter of the book. Sometimes I've been thinking, should I include a chapter on planning poker in the book on Agile? Maybe yes, maybe no. But I think planning poker is such an example which came from Agile into our world that it makes sense to put it in there. And to talk to you about the essences. Well, the essence of planning poker is about relative estimation. And that's why some companies not only use planning poker, but also more often use t-shirt size estimation. It's all about is that we as humans are very bad at absolute estimations, estimating the amount of kilos, the amount of meters or whatever. But we're really good at relative. So for example, if we see two towers on the horizon, we have no clue how tall they are, the towers, but we see within a split second that one tower is twice or maybe 3 times the height of the other. So relative estimation is pretty easy for us. Absolute is hard. So that's why we, in an agile fashion, we try to estimate relatively. We started doing it with effort, with size, with the amount of complexity, how much work it is, but more and more you also see it being used for estimating value. Relative estimation is easier, and that's why and how planning poker got to life. It's a poker card. It's you use, let's say, the cards as a player to estimate the size of a story, the size of an epic. And the idea is that it's a democratic way of estimation, so everybody is equal. So if you are a fast talker, an extrovert, or where you are a long thinker, you're an introvert, everybody is equal. So you play the card that you think that fits to the story, that fits to the epic. And after that the cards are on the table. So you put them on the table at the same time. But then the really interesting starts. Then the conversation starts. Because it's not so much about the numbers planning poker, but more it's about the conversation. It's about sharing ideas. It's about sharing why one engineer thinks it's so much work and the other thinks it's less. That's why it's talking about why a marketeer thinks we need a month and another thinks it's a day. So it's an invitation to a conversation. I think that's the essence. So planning poker is not about the number, it's about an invitation to a conversation. Talking and aligning ideas. And what you see after a while in many cases is that the stories tend to become smaller. Because you have the numbers 1 or 2. And it's much easier to estimate a 1 or a 2 than a 13 or a 40. So what you see in many cases is that after a while we start to cut up stories to smaller ones. And then all small stories are 1 or a half or a 2. And then in fact you often see that planning poker isn't used anymore. Because if you make stories small enough, you can count stories. But as a starting point for a complete backlog or for a complete project, planning pokers make sense. Because in a fast session of 1 or 2 hours, you have a complete relative estimate for the whole deck of work. And then you can see, can we do it? How long will it take? Well, that's the essence of planning poker. It's not about poker. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the estimation. It's about the conversation. And relative estimation is still easier than absolute. More details on how to play it and pitfalls in the book. Oh, by the way, this is the final movie of the book. I hope you enjoyed it. Use the book as an inspiration. Give it away. And don't forget, the PDF of the whole book is for free, just as the videos. So share it to people, give it around, and enjoy with your journey because, Agile, it's a philosophy and you're never done with learning. Good luck and enjoy reading the book. Bye.